Shalom, everybody. Rabbi Edelstein here with this week's installment of Rabbi Eaton 3, brought to you as always by MEOR DC. Find us on Facebook or at MEORDC.com. And this week's Torah portion is Eikev, the third portion of the book of Devarim or Deuteronomy. So many beautiful and uplifting and strengthening and affirmative verses in this Torah portion that I might just read to you. I will read to you right from the Torah portion, the words of Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, to the Jewish people, strengthening them and lifting up their spirits and giving them and us perspective on how to look at life. Now, you might notice a different background here. I'm recording from my ancestral home, as it were, in West Hartford, Connecticut, where I grew up. This is the house where we moved in when I was in my 20s. My mother, she should live and be well, still lives here and resides here, and she should be well, and I thank her for everything she does for us. But in any case, I told you that because I'm in a place now, a setting, which might lead me, and does lead me, to reflect on the past and my life and where I've been and where I'm going. This week's Torah portion has that same atmosphere, and we who live in America, all of us, many of us were affected by the untimely passing of a great comedian, Robin Williams, someone who, was always there in the firmament of my life, the comedic firmament. You never thought he'd ever leave. He was hilarious and brilliant. I grew up with him, and he's left this world. So the setting and the situation cries out for enlightenment and verses of strength. We as Jews, Baruch Hashem, look to the Torah. This week's Torah portion, Eikev, Moshe gives us so many affirmative and beautiful verses that put into perspective the difficulties in life. Moshe says to the Jewish people, "You shall remember the entire road on which Hashem your God led you these 40 years in the wilderness, to afflict you, to test you, to know what is in your heart, whether you would observe his commandments or not." Life is a test. Life has afflictions, difficulties. We'd like it to be smooth, no turbulence, free ride, everything cool, six packs, pina coladas, nonstop. It's not that way. It's not that way. And a great comedic actor, his own life, when we reflect on it, brings home very strongly to us that life is not that way. I'm not passing judgment on him, God forbid, or the pain he went through, but we as Jews can take heart. Hey, nothing's random. Hashem sends us difficulties and tests and dark times in life. Why? What, because he doesn't like us? Oh no. You should know in your heart that just as a father will chastise his son, so Hashem chastises you. And the Torah goes on in that portion to talk about going into the beautiful land of Israel. All the difficulties of the 40 years in the wilderness were a preparation spiritually for the incredible, beautiful end, the good that awaited them in the land of Israel. A spiritual preparation for that. Our lives are a spiritual preparation for the next world. God willing, we'll have good times in this world, and we will, and everyone does. But life has difficulties. The purpose of life is not this world, Judaism teaches. It's to reach the next world, uplifted, spiritually perfected through our experiences here. A little later, Moshe says the same idea. Don't forget Hashem when you go in the land of Israel, the one who led you through the great and awesome wilderness in order to afflict you and to test you, to do good for you in the end. There's good in the end. There's light at the end of the tunnel. And it's tragic that people don't realize that. My heart goes out for people who don't have that perspective. And the Torah teaches us. We're afflicted, we're tested in order to do good for us in the end. Have a good Shabbos.